Oh boy, here we go. The 2000s were an interesting time for Disney animation. It was a hit or miss era, with most of their projects kind of being, well, we'll get there. So today, we're going to rank all 12 2000 feature Disney films from Fantasia to Princess and the Frog. Let's begin.
You stupid fucking dinosaur! Get the fuck out of here!
Dinosaur is dumb and bad, and I never want to watch it again. Can I let you in on a secret? I didn't even finish it the first time. I couldn't take it. The animation has not aged well, and the story makes me feel like I'm aging to be as old as dinosaurs. I wish a second asteroid came and destroyed all the people who greenlit this movie, and after this ranking, it's never going to be in my train of thought ever again. So now we're moving on now. Chicken Little is a movie I always used to watch as a kid, and I remember I always used to think really positively of it. Now I understand why little children don't have opinions. Chicken Little is doo-doo. The concept is there. A young boy who had a massive embarrassment with his father and with the whole town, and wanting to prove that he's not a screw-up. But the overall execution just doesn't land. All the characters are just not funny and kinda just stupid. And then, all of a sudden, aliens arrive? What? Why? What is this movie? Take out the aliens and get back to the writer's desk, and maybe you can make a good final draft. But this shit was trash!
I grew up in the farm.
Home on the Range is really weak. The characters aren't that deep, and there's no real pull to the story outside of the main farm storyline, which isn't really the best for me. The jokes were really hit or miss, and the main protagonists don't even do a song, which, is the main crux of Disney. A lot of the reviews hate it, and while, it's not even good, it's a 2.5 out of 10 for me, which, surpasses it above Dinosaur and Chicken Little at least.
And the big brown bear came lolloping over the mountain. No.
Brother Bear was really good for about 15 minutes. It suffers from some of the same reasons I dislike Tarzan. The characters are all just kind of there and really annoying. The music isn't really that great. Heck, they're both even sung by Phil Collins. Just like Chicken Little, this movie had a lot of potential, but ultimately failed. But I will admit, the stuff with the humans in the beginning is really fun, and I really enjoyed. An action hero slowly realizes throughout the movie that they're actually not from the franchise they're advertised to be. Yeah, I love Toy Story, but today we're here to talk about Bolt. Bolt is it's a movie. I don't love it, I don't hate it, but it's here. It's a little far-fetched that not a single one of these actors on Bolt's show would mess up on their first take, or that they wouldn't want reshoots. Bolt's journey of discovery is fine, but I've already seen Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story before. Overall, this is a movie I can stand, and I won't get angry of its existence, but I'm probably not going to rewatch it soon. I'll just watch Toy Story instead.
Commitment's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, you wouldn't get this from any other frog.
Princess and the Frog is definitely the most similar to older Disney, with it being a 2D animated musical, and Tiana eventually becoming a princess. But it's not my favorite. Tiana is an amazing and easy to root for, and Dr. Facilier is fun and an evil villain, and Friends on the Other Side is one of my favorite villain songs. However, the second act of this film is kind of boring to me. I see a lot of people loving this movie and having it on the top of their lists, but it's not all that for me.
Only then may I claim my treasure.
Treasure Planet is pretty cool. The general concept was really interesting. It blended 2D animation and CGI really well. Jim Hawkins and John Silver were pretty cool characters, and I liked them pretty good. However, the overall script just isn't that captivating, and to me, it just wasn't that good to place it higher. But it was still a really enjoyable movie, and, it looked really good for the time.
About that.
Fantasia has no boundaries.
Fantasia 2000 had a really cool aesthetic. It was a really nostalgic collection of stories that I really liked. Nothing really stands out as like the second coming of Disney Christ or anything, but they're enjoyable. The visuals are beautiful and it contains a lot of classic Disney magic. I hope they make another Fantasia with the 100th anniversary of Walt Disney Company coming up very soon in 2023. But we'll just have to wait and see. But I prefer this one to the original Fantasia, which, I don't know, it might be a hot take, but this was a really fun collection of stories. I might, do a separate video, like, talking about the separate stories of Fantasia 2000, but this was really fun.
Future is bright. Just look at it.
Meet the Robinsons is a movie I remember as being on when I was younger, but I would watch it and never pay attention to it. Rewatching it as a much older person, I can really appreciate it a lot more. Lewis is a really great character to follow, and his relationship with Wilbur is really strong, and I can appreciate it. The other Robinsons that we meet are also pretty cool, and it's fun to see the futuristic setting, and Bowler Hat Guy is an amazing villain with a great mix of comedy and depth that you'll love to see. I'm not really a fan of the ending and the hat just being defeated by Lewis's one thought of, I'm not going to invent you, and then boosh, hat defeated. But, it's fine. The movie is still awesome, and I love it much more now than when I was small idiot kid who liked Chicken Little.
It's all part of the plan.
The Emperor's New Groove is an underrated classic. It's so funny, and I'm saddened that most people only know it by that one line from that one meme format.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Great characters for Cusco and Kronk, and it's comedic gold. I know there's a deleted villain song that was cut, and I think it would have been really cool to put in the final cut. But overall, it's so much fun, no matter how many times I watch it, and it's so sad that people don't really know of its existence other than the meme.
Oh yeah.
He been jerking too fast, told him jerk it in slow motion, yeah. I feel like my ass is wetter than the ocean, yeah.
Why didn't anyone tell me about Atlantis Lost Empire before now? It's so good. I just watched this movie for the first time a couple months ago, and I absolutely loved it. Milo Thatch is a protagonist that is awkward, but easy to root for. It's more mature than other Disney movies, and I respect it so much for that. The villain is realistic, and turns on our team for money, which is, simple. There's no, huge depth to that, but it's true to real life. And I love that. It's such a great movie, and, yes, there's a fantasy element, so you can't say that it's a realistic Disney movie, but I love this so much, Why don't people talk about this movie more often? It's amazing.
I don't have friends. I got family.
But at number 1, we have Lilo and Stitch. At first glance, Lilo and Stitch looks like a raunchy film with this small and destructive alien that comes down to Earth and blows things up. But really, it has this really respective bond of family and, Lilo and her hot sister, that I don't know her name, their sisterly bond is just so, heartwarming, Frozen really needs to start taking some notes, and, it's just, you wouldn't expect that when you see, the promotional material with, this alien, being so goofy, and, it's just, it's a great comfort movie, and I love it so much, the family messages, Fast and Furious is trembling. And that concludes our 2000 era Disney film ranking video. Let me know in the comments what your ranking of these films are, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, do all the things. Make sure to have a day, and I'll see you in the next video.